Life Coast Church. My name is Jim Landacre.
I'm Delane Landacre.
We are brand new to Life Coast. We've been here a couple of months, I guess. We've got a great God story, that something that happened in our lives a couple of weeks ago that we really want to share with you. It's hugely important to us, and we thought it would be something, and Pastor Mike thought the same thing, that it would be worth relaying to all of you. My son and I have had a really tough relationship the last 7 or 8 years. He turned 12 and 13, and like a lot of boys, I guess, and dads, I think it happens to a lot of families, we began to have a little bit of struggle. He was the smartest guy on the planet, and I was the dumbest. And so the older he got, the smarter he got, and the dumber I got. So it became kind of a chasm there. And a year and a half ago, Delane and I met, and we got married after 3 months. When we got married, Will had a tough time with that, and the distance began to grow, even though we had kind of a temporary truce between the two of us. There was still that underlying tension of the distance between us.
We started dating. They were not on board, to say the least. And we had a very short engagement, and they were even more so not on board with our marriage. So for me personally, it was extremely hurtful. He wouldn't even look at me. His son wouldn't.
I really hadn't heard from him in 4 months until about 3 weeks ago. Honey, why don't you talk a little bit about what we heard from Pastor Mike that day, that Sunday?
Pastor Mike said, anybody want to donate to the youth? And I thought, you know, yeah, we could donate to the youth. Here's $10, you know, maybe get you 2 gallons of gas if you're lucky. But I listened in my spirit, and I listened and tried not to ignore what I was feeling, that I felt like God was saying to me. I heard in my spirit that God said, you know, I want you guys to sow into that youth trip. And it was more than that, though. It was more than a donation for a need. It was more than a donation for the youth to have gas money, or it was deeper than that. And God said, you know, you've been praying for your children, and now I want you to put your prayers into action. I want you to sow something tangible. I'm going to give you a tangible result. And so I heard an amount, and I heard that it had to do with our children. And so I wasn't sure how that fit together. And I guess a week or so later, we came up with the amount that God had given me. We would multiply that times the 3 kids who we felt like had kind of strayed away from church and strayed away from us. And so that's what we did. We sewed into that the Sunday that Caleb had the board outside, and we told Caleb what we were doing. We said, you know, we love you guys. We don't know you very well. We love you, but this isn't as much as you think it might be about sewing into your youth group. It is actually more than that. It's also to sow into our own children, so it has a personal effect as well. So as soon as we walked out to the car,
got in the car, been a great service, got to meet Caleb and a couple of the kids out front, and I opened the console and picked up my phone, and while we got out of the church at 12 noon, at 11:26 a.m., I'll never forget the time as long as I live, there was a text, a 1-line text from my son. The text had come in while we were in church, before we even made the actual gift. We'd written the check out in advance. So and in our hearts, we'd made the gift. It was done, it was over. And God had already put into action a result of our prayer. The blessing had come while we didn't even know it had come. Since then, I've gotten, and I counted them, I've gotten 54 texts from Will in the last 3 weeks. I've sent him many more than that.
I am blown away. When Jim came down from North Carolina last Tuesday, I called him on the way and he didn't answer, and I thought, oh, he must be talking to his daughter because his daughter likes to talk. And so when he called me back, he said, oh, I was just on the phone with my son. What? I was like, what? Yeah, for 45 minutes. I'm like, that's amazing. That's amazing. And so in between then and now, to see them texting at home and to just, his son is calling. I mean, just, you know, kids don't call. And he's calling and texting. And then when he said there were 53, I was just blown away. So it's amazing.
It's been an unbelievable change. And the neat thing is, he doesn't even know why. We do. God is why.
Yeah, that's amazing. And this is not yay us. This is not yay us, but we were obedient, and you see the results as the relationship was restored. So how awesome is that? God is amazing. Jim and I have learned that our giving produces results, and it does have to do with Malachi 3:9, 3:10. Our money is his, and he doesn't ask for a lot. He just asks for a little of it. God does say, test me. It is the place where he says, test me, and I will open the windows of heaven and give you more than your storehouses can hold. So if there's an issue in your life and you're hurting and you know that the enemy is all over you, just give it a whirl. Test him. Try it. Just try it. And he will be faithful.
We cried out to him. We were faithful givers, and he blessed us. Maybe not with more money, but he blessed our lives in amazing ways. It may not be about money. You sow money, and you may reap changed relationships. You may reap a changed marriage. God will take what you do and multiply it in ways you never even imagined. It may come completely out of left field, and you'll be blessed in ways you just never even imagined. In my case, he took my son and I and put us back together again after months and months of being apart. He chose to use that outcome to bless us. It was not about money. It was about a restored relationship. It could be about a number of things. If you seek God's face and he knows your heart, give it a try. Like Delane said, give it a whirl. What do you got to lose? It's a few bucks. You'll earn it back.
Thank you, Life Coasters, for letting us share our testimony. We have many, so maybe Pastor Mike will let us take a stab at this again. But God is faithful, and so we just encourage you. And we love you already. We've been here 2 months, and we love you already. This is home to us, so thank you for letting us be a part of the service today.